This video will explain how to set up a worksheet and the associated service items to go with it. The example that I'm going to use is I'm going to create a worksheet that will be used to record requests for bulky collections. The first step will be to create the worksheet. The worksheet is known as a service. It's an ad hoc service as opposed to a scheduled service such as your collections. So I'm going to go to Management, Services, Services. I'm going to click New down the bottom here, and I'm going to give it the name. This name that I've decided to call this worksheet will be Request for Bulky Collection. Typically, I will use the same service name as the description, but I have the ability to name it with more detail if I need to. You will not need to touch the authority box, and then you'll move on to the workflow box. These are the steps that this worksheet will follow when it is being progressed through its life. You will probably use a miscellaneous or standard workflow, and for this example I'm going to use one already created here called Standard Workflow. These will already be in your system and you'll be choosing from what is in your site. This request for bulky collection, this worksheet, will not run against a rule. A rule can be used against a worksheet to further define the types of service items that are used. An example as to how you might use a rule might be for a bin retrieval worksheet. You would only want to see the types of bins that are actually at that site. So you could use a rule that would say only show me bins that are valid for this particular property. Because a request for bulky collection will not need any rules, I will leave it set to no rules. When I'm creating my bulky collection worksheet, I am going to say to it that I want to define or list which items this bulky collection worksheet will be collecting. Therefore, I'm going to put a tick against Requires Service Items. It's clearly not a collection service, it is a worksheet service. So I'm going to tick that box as well. The only other box that you will need to tick is if you are going to be running this worksheet against an ad hoc service, an ad hoc round, you will need to put a tick there. If you are creating this worksheet to be used as a simple standalone worksheet not associated to an ad hoc round, you would not tick that box. That is all that is required for here, and we'll click Add.